She became like a daycare center. You know? See, that's the sort of thing we have to fight with TN. The basis of TN is not wrong, it's correct. But the fraud, waste, and theft involved in TN has to be fixed. Thank
you. As a healthcare worker, I see the strain TN places on the system. What changes, if any, would you do to change TN?
Okay, and I agree with both of these candidates that we have to address Obamacare, which is what, as a federal candidate. But I would take a slightly different approach than Mark. I think that we do have to worry about Obamacare. We do have to attack it. We have to attack it from the constitutional level. We have to attack it from repealing it in the U.S. House, and we have to defund it. Everything that we can do to get rid of Obamacare, because it is a job killer. Not only that, the old adage, there's nothing more permanent than a temporary government agency. If we don't get rid of it soon, it's going to grow, and that's what that was the reason why they passed it with the 2,000-page plus bill, so that they can get it entrenched, and that it will lead to the single-payer system, because it's going to bankrupt the healthcare system completely. I've also been out in the district talking to doctors and getting their opinions on what we need to change, and it's not quality of our healthcare in America that needs to change, it's our cost. And that's what we should be focusing on, and improving our cost of healthcare, reducing our healthcare costs completely. That should be our goal. How do we do that? Stephen mentioned the health savings account. We also need to look at changing the way that the health insurance is delivered, the delivery model. Instead of making it delivered from the employers, it should be more towards like the car insurance, where when we really need insurance is when we have a catastrophe or a child care or childbirth. And then we use the health savings accounts. This will help drive healthcare to be competed upon with at cost. We're going to compete, or force the providers to compete with cost or at price. That will help drive down the cost. A good example is the LASIK surgery. LASIK surgery hasn't been covered by any healthcare plan. And when it first came out, it was $10,000 an eye for the treatment. 10 years ago, that's what it cost. Today, it's $250 per eye. And the quality hasn't gone down, but the cost has, because we forced doctors to compete on price. And that's where we need to go. Thank you very much.
Mr. Rawls, why do you want the job that you're running for? It's loaded.
Actually, I'm glad he asked me that question. You see, because I don't want to be a politician. As a matter of fact, when I was a young man, I worked in the Tennessee General Assembly. I saw the frustration, the anxiety, as the representatives tried to get their bills into and out of the different necessary committees. You know? And then when they got it on the floor, I saw them chew their fingernails off to see if they could get their bills passed. So, you see, I really don't want to be a politician, but I have to be. Because I believe that when our nation is in crisis, it is the responsibility of all honorable men and women to come to her aid. That's why I'm doing this. And I've been fortunate. God blessed me with the ability to understand many things, complicated things, and to explain them in simple ways. So if I understand that the problems are not parties, but rather individuals, I know that to repair the problem, it's going to take effort and joint effort with all the individuals to work towards the same goal. You see, we're here tonight because as Tea Party members, we feel that we're empowered, but we have to remember, people, that our Congress has worked for over 200 years by doing something very critical, which nobody seems to be talking about today. It's called honorable compromise. You see, now we can stand up in Congress as Republicans, or even as independents, or Democrats. And we can stand there and we can say, well, we're not changing our mind, we're going to stay right here, and we're not changing our mind. Okay? But unless we can be intelligent and reach honorable compromises, our country will not repair itself. So, hey, I'm an extremist.